laser rocket manufacturing, carbon nanotube solar cells, brain tumor scanning, and the EDU Spotlight.
That's this week on Light Matters.
Hi, I'm James Lowe.
And I'm Laura Marshall, and this is Light Matters for September 10th, 2014. A team at the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center has created 2 rocket injectors using selective laser melting. These injectors, each producing 20,000 pounds of thrust within 5-second tests, feature 40 individual spray elements, all printed as a single component rather than manufactured individually. Traditional manufacturing methods for rocket engine injectors require the creation and assembly of 163 individual parts. With 3D printing technology, only 2 parts were required, allowing the engineers to build parts that enhance rocket engine performance and are less prone to failure. The Marshall Center has the capability to design and quickly produce smaller 3D printed parts, allowing for any necessary modifications to the testing and rocket components. The engineers continue to test increasingly complex injectors, rocket nozzles, and other components with the goal of reducing manufacturing complexity as well as the time and cost of building and assembling future engines.
A new Raman laser scanner could help surgeons more effectively remove cancerous brain tumors. A team at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center is developing the new handheld device, which could be used to root out malignant cells during surgery so that fewer or none are left behind to form new tumors. The researchers have evaluated the ability of the Raman scanner, guided by injected SIRS nanoparticles, to identify the microscopic tumor's extent in a genetically engineered glioblastoma mouse model. The handheld scanner was tested alongside a stationary Raman imaging device. While the two complemented each other, the new scanner allowed nearly real-time scanning and detected additional microscopic foci of cancer that were not detected by the stationary imager. This device has potential to move readily into clinical trials, and surgeons might be able to use it in the future to treat other types of brain cancer, according to the researchers. The research was published in ACS Nano.
A new type of carbon nanotube has taken a big step beyond its predecessors in solar cell applications. Single-walled carbon nanotubes developed by a team at Northwestern University's McCormick School of Engineering have increased flexibility and more than twice the efficiency of earlier carbon nanotubes. A mixture of polychiral semiconducting nanotubes maximize the amount of photocurrent produced by absorbing a broader range of solar spectrum wavelengths, allowing the new single-walled nanotubes to absorb more sunlight. The solar cells were found to significantly absorb near-infrared wavelengths, a range that had previously been inaccessible to many leading thin-film technologies. The researchers next hope to create polychiral carbon nanotube solar cells with multiple layers. Each layer would be optimized for a particular portion of the solar spectrum. Other materials could be incorporated too, such as organic or inorganic semiconductors that would complement the nanotubes. The research was published in Nano Letters.
Recently, Photonics Media visited Smith College in Northampton, Massachusetts, where we spoke with physics professor Will Williams about his work using lasers to study beryllium atoms for this week's EDU Spotlight.
So my name is Will Williams. I'm a physics faculty member here at Smith College, and I do atomic physics. And we're just starting this project down in this lab, and this project is to make high-precision measurements on the energy levels of beryllium. And beryllium is particularly interesting because theoretically it's kind of challenging, and it's where theorists are really focusing their efforts at the moment. When you compare it to the other light atoms, we really know theoretically what's going on with hydrogen, helium, and know pretty well what's going on with lithium. And beryllium is kind of the next stage in which theorists are really trying to understand what's going on. And theoretically, some of the predictions for the energy levels are ahead of experiments. So we're trying to fulfill that need to measure those energy levels, to compare them to the theory. And in atomic physics, theorists and experimentalists really work hand in hand to try to advance our knowledge of what's going on. So what we have here is a 455 nanometer laser. It's a nice blue light. And we're going to stabilize that light to a tellurium cell. And we chose tellurium because, well, we're trying to measure the energy levels of beryllium to really high precision. And beryllium has a lot of lines that we can stabilize or frequency lock our laser to. And so we're going to frequency lock or stabilize our laser to one of those reference lines in tellurium, which is very close to the line in beryllium. And then we're going to use another tool called an electro-optical modulator, which is not on the table yet, to further shift in a controlled way the laser beam that is going to interact with the beryllium atomic beam to do really high precision spectroscopy experiments and to measure those energy levels to really high results.
That's it for this edition of Light Matters.
Email us with your questions or comments at lightmatters@photonics.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for news updates every day.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.